Are we started yet? Yes, we are. We are started right now. What is up, everyone? Harry the Big Dog here. If you are watching from the replay, type in the comments who you are and where you are watching from. This is the Big Dog. We have been on hiatus since August of 2023. We are now back with all the new shows. Let me tell you, we got a lineup coming from you from now until maybe about May. We got a lineup for you. All right, so normally I would have my countdown, but I'm not doing that now because I could. We gonna bring on our guest. This dude is originally from St. Louis, and this episode here is kind of sticking with the 50th anniversary. As of right now, January of 2024, we are still in the 50th anniversary of hip hop. That's not gonna stop until August 10th of 2024. So we are still going and moving on. And I haven't seen anybody out there representing the St. Louis area. I'm in Illinois area now, and I'm about 20 minutes outside of St. Louis. I know when people hear Illinois, they automatically think Chicago. No, I'm not in the Chicago area. It's probably snowing and bad weather, everything out there. That is about 5.5 hours away from where I am. But St. Louis is on the other side of the water. So we're going to talk to one of my good peoples, LC Razz, about the whole St. Louis and what it was like growing up there in our hip hop era. Now, I'm from the Bronx, and people would say that's kind of where it started. And yes, I would agree because I'm biased. I'm from the Bronx. That is where it started. But they did have a scene other places. And I got to talk to quite a few people to ask about what it was growing up like, what it was like growing up in that hip hop era that we knew from New York, but they weren't in New York and they didn't get that all the hip hop that we had there. And then they eventually created their own. So I got my man LC Razz on with me, and we're gonna be talking about the whole St. Louis hip hop era. What is up, LC?
What's going down, Harry? I'm happy to be here. Thank you. This is actually my first official interview, not just of the year, but shit of my life. I had one interview when I had a interview I was invited to that I couldn't make, and I had one interview, but it was like more people. So this is like the first one-on-one official, you know what I'm saying, interview. I did have an interview with Dre Montez too. I forgot to say that, but it was like a little short interview. It was like a promotional thing. This is the first like interview, and then we talk about stuff I like to talk about. So let's get it on, Harry.
Well, I'm glad I'm your first official interview. So thank you for coming on. So now for warning everybody, normally my interviews are family friendly, but this is going to be for adult ears only. Highly explicit. I'm not going to say the bad words, but they're going to come out here.
I'm gonna try my best to be as family orientated because I sure get it. But the St. Louis story cannot be told without a couple of
and that's why I decided I had already talked to you and decided we're not even going to water this thing down because it won't be the same.
Yes, sir.
So let's get this thing going. How are you?
I'm blessed, man.
how is your neck of the woods? Did you get any of the snow that we got?
Oh no, no snow yet. No snow
Oh,
yet. You know what
okay,
I'm
good.
saying? I actually live in Marion, Illinois, so we don't have any snow yet. I'm from St. Louis. I was born and raised in St. Louis, been to St. Louis for 42 years. And I've been up here 10 years. My home is always St. Louis, and that will always be my home. All my family is in St. Louis. Well, a lot of them migrated and moved a lot of places, but my home and heart has always been St. Louis. Anytime somebody say where I'm from, St. Louis. Anybody say where I
Right.
stay, I just say St. Louis. Unless you
St.
really,
Louis.
unless you come to see me, then I stay in Marion, Illinois.
so so now let's get this thing going. We got your name, LC Razz. Tell people how you got that name,
Oh,
because
interesting.
your government name and that is totally different.
Totally different. One, I don't know where my mama got this Demetrius stuff from. Bless her heart. You know, it's some Greek guy. Like I always, like every time I'm at work, I always get this. Oh, Demetrius, this means this in the Bible. Oh, you're a Greek guy. I'm like, man, Demetrius mean every motherfucking thing. I was a motherfucking a prisoner. I mean, I was everything. Demetrius is everything. Look, I'm Demetrius. I'm not none of them people. Nah, shit. My mama gave it to me. That's what it is. So I got LC Razz. This is how I got LC Razz. You know, back in the day in rapping, it wasn't no biting names. You dig what I'm
Right.
saying? You have to have your own official name. That's what made you. That's what made you authentic.
Right.
And so, me and my little brother, rest in peace, Kilo G. Me and my little brother, we was out one night and we was stealing letters off of these liquor store sign things. Back in the day, the liquor stores used to have these lit up signs, and they had these letters slid on there to tell you what type of specials they have, you know, what type of bird that they have on special day, or whatever type of liquor. So we snatched them letters, all the letters, anyone we could find, we snatched the letters. So as coming up with this name, we only had so many letters, and so happened to have like Z's and A's and R's and M's. So I made up MC Razzmatazz. So I'm like, well, let me take the MC off, because everybody is MC this, MC Fresh, MC that, MC that. I'm gonna change it to LC, meaning
Right.
creator. So I'm different. I'm different from everybody. Anybody can't never say that I'm LC. You dig what I'm saying? So
Yep.
it was Razzmatazz. So the next day, my brother say, little brother say, man, I'm like, what, little brother? Say, man, I don't think nobody gonna really be talking about no LC Razzmatazz. Don't you think that's like too long? Like that's like trying too hard, man. Like that's too long. Like, well, let's take all these letters down off the wall. I'm mad. Take all letters off the wall. And only Razz was up there. Like, all right, LC Razz. Like, yeah, bro, that's it right there. See, short and sweet. All that Razz. I'm like, go, man, LC Razz. So, you know, thanks to my little bro Kilo G. That's how actually LC Razz really came to the forefront, and that's what everybody actually from St. Louis called me. Unless you're in my family, now if you're in my family or know my dad, you're gonna say, "Hey, little D" or "Little Fred." You know, that's his boys. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They're still alive. You know, all his boys. Hey, what's up, little Fred? What's going on? Man, here y'all go. But that's how LC Razz, that's how the name LC Razz had came to life, and that's how I really kind of stayed. I took the LC off for a long time, but then, you know, we'll get to that point, then I put it back on, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But first it was Razz. For a long time it was just Razz. But at the beginning, it started out with LC Razz. And that actually started off while we at that point, that's when also started the music relationship between me and Stevie Blast. Stevie Blast was one of the producers on Nelly's album. He got several platinums from his production on the album, and also did some stuff with Chingy and other artists down in St. Louis, especially at the post-Nelly time. That's what we call post-Nelly era, at the Nelly era. And so he got a lot of platinums with her. But back in the day, you know, me and Stevie Blast actually grew up in church.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like at 14 years old, his daddy came back from the army, and he had equipment. He had a 4-track reel-to-reel. He had a Casio keyboard 1 second and some
We
shit.
talking back in the day.
You dig what I'm
Real,
saying? We had a
real.
4-pad beat machine, and we had a mic. That's all we had. Now, at this time at 14 years old, you got to understand. I just started writing actually after hearing Raising Hell. I was already in hip hop as a little kid from my dad, so I was always had music in my ear, and also as a kid I had like a group. Like some people had their imaginary friend, I had
Yeah.
an imaginary singing group in my head called the Turbo T's. You know what I'm saying? So we tell me why, doom, 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 whoa, tell me. I had all kinds of,
So
what I'm saying? So
wait, LC. Before you start that story, I remember we talked, and you had it on your bio too about how your cousin brought you this album, this Run DMC Raising Hell album.
and that's what we get into.
Why did she buy that?
That's actually what I'm leading to.
Go ahead.
That's what I'm leading to. And so, like I said, I had these groups. So I always had music in my head since the early 70s and listening to nasty shit from my daddy and songs like My Ding-a-ling, by Chuck. I mean, all the kind of crazy shit. But anyway, I had music in my head. So anyway, at
That's
14,
a good song.
So at 14, that Christmas, at 13, that Christmas, my cousin bought me this album, Raising Hell by Run DMC. Not only did she know I was a Run DMC fan already, but this was my first album ever bought. I had to sneak in. I grew up in a church house too.
Right.
So with this music, you got to sneak and listen to. And my uncle was the one who had the music. So, he gonna be mad at me, but I used to steal his tapes.
if he didn't know, he know now.
You know what I'm saying? So that's how I was so familiar with, music so much. So like I said, 14, and at 13, my cousin bought me the Raising Hell album. After listening to that whole album, that's when I began just going nuts and just writing. I've learned the format of writing. Like it was like that album was my teacher of writing.
Right.
On how to write, to rhythms, how bars and stuff like that. Like it really taught me. And if you heard the stuff like they was talking about, like, I walked through hell, knocked the devil off the head and threw it back at you. Like when you hearing rhymes like that, you like, wow, what the fuck? This is great. Shit. This is Run DMC. Pick a pipe, pick a pepper, one rock rhyme. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, and there's so many flavors. It was so many flavors to it. It just wasn't one type of flavor. And that's what really impressed me and made me want to write. Just like ever since then, all my writing has been accustomed to Run DMC, meaning from writing different songs where nothing sound the same. Matter of fact, some of the best rappers in St. Louis even told me this. And I'm going to say they goddamn name because they fucking told me that. Like Stephen Arkell, Ghost, they even said, like, man, you way underrated. Like, every time I hear your stuff, don't shit sound the same. Like, nothing. Like, don't nothing compare to shit. And I get that from the writings from listening all day to that Run DMC Raising Hell album.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So from there, I started writing. Stevie Blast, like I say, had the equipment. He just started doing beats. He didn't know what the fuck he was doing. None of us knew what the hell we was doing. But the first song we recorded was a song called Razz and Rhythm. And how we had to record it, when I tell you we didn't know what the fuck we was doing, he didn't know how to scratch.
Now, prior to you guys creating this album, was there a hip hop scene out there in St. Louis already?
Okay, bet. Let's get to that. And what gave me the confidence also to even go and start writing rhymes and doing stuff is because we had the Animal House. Back in the day, the Animal House was the place to be. The Animal House was the first actual place in St. Louis where you could actually go see like Big Daddy Kane. You can go see Heavy D and the Boys. You can go see all these acts that was out then. Back then, come to the Animal House. You dig what I'm saying? So that was one of the first places where you really got the feeling of hip hop. You got your style where everybody had to be from the city to the county. This was the place to be, the first place actually in St. Louis to actually deliver hip hop. Because wasn't nobody, like even back then, like it's like the same thing. People don't want to mess with hip hop in certain venues because of the violence.
Right.
It's the same shit now. So even back then, it was rougher because rap wasn't supposed to last.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like a lot of people against you. You know, if you ain't got nobody singing, you talking about some rapping, like, but the Animal House provided that. You know what I'm saying? So anybody like my age, they know what the hell I'm talking about. They know about the Animal House. They know that was the first place where you had the concerts and stuff like that. You know, especially when coming up artists, you dig what I'm saying? Like I say, Heavy D and the boys and people like that actually came in the Animal House to St. Louis. You dig what I'm saying? And that give a big shout to Sonny Metcalf and that whole crew over there, man. And that's who really laid more story out to me and laid out who was behind the scenes and who was bringing in acts to St. Louis. Now, at that time, we had like the 14 karat gold lovers, and they was opening up for these guys back in the day. So back in the day, we trying to do our rapping thing, you know what I'm saying? And we made a song called Razz and Rhythm, and like I say, he didn't know how to fucking scratch. So I had to get on the keyboard where we had to get the sample, and I had to get on that Razz and Rhythm, Razz and Rhythm, Razz and Rhythm, Razz and Rhythm. I can never forget that song. Y'all would never hear it. You know, this is back in the day. We ain't had like nothing, you know, but
now us, you in saying that, we outside of your area, and I'm gonna say for the Bronx and the New York area, the New York tri-state area, New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut, we got wind of St. Louis when Nelly came out.
Oh, shit.
At least let me speak about me. I got wind of St. Louis when Nelly came out. Now, we had talked already, and you was like, there was so many more groups out there, but they were more local. And I think Nelly was one of the first to actually break out and go worldwide.
Well, I wouldn't say the first to break worldwide. I will say the first to do as big as he did it.
Okay.
No one's did it. I mean, you can't take that from Nelly. No one's did it bigger. No one's more star, more fame, more money, more nothing than Nelly. So let that already be clear. He established that. But there were others prior that had deals. You dig what I'm saying? You have like Silk Smooth and Cool Odie who had deals. You even had the whole nine who had deals before those. You dig what I'm saying? But we talking about before the whole nine and before all them, you had, like I say, Silk Smooth and Cool Odie, they had a deal. And what they was bringing in, you know, DJ Quick, AMG, all down to the Smith Center on Lee. It was already, you know what I'm saying? So they was already in the process of doing their stuff. They didn't do it as big as Nelly, so it wouldn't be known as that. See, I think most of that content, that music was more on the West Coast. Because you got to understand that's AMG, you know what I'm saying? High C, that's DJ Quick. So, and probably it didn't hit over into the Bronx area, maybe as so. Because you know how the politics go on the music at that time, too. Shit, y'all motherfuckers weren't even playing down south shit. You dig what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. So
not at them times.
Right.
Not the early days.
So it's for real shit, not real shit. Y'all wasn't fucking with no down south, no Midwest shit. Y'all barely want to play West Coast shit. You know what I'm saying? Really, like the first ones, what broke in over there, what NWA?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
So, no, for real.
We got wind of them first because I guess they were getting so much publicity.
Right.
That it came there, and we took a listen to it and took a liking to it.
Right.
Well, most of us, I should say.
Right. And see, that's what I'm saying. Those are the politics also. So they stuff was more on the West Coast. So if you're talking about a Silk Smooth and Cool Odie, no, you're not gonna hear them nowhere on no motherfucking East Coast. And until now. And unless they watch this interview. You dig what I'm saying? But on the West Coast and in the middle, yeah, you're gonna hear about Silk Smooth and Cool Odie. They had the remix Trick with a Good Rap. One of their singles, they did that with AMG. They had the remix. You dig what I'm saying? And so that was big for them. You dig what I'm saying? You had like I say, then you had the All Stars. You dig what I'm saying? You had Out of Order. You dig what I'm saying? But they were signed to like local, you know what I'm saying, record companies. You know, and St. Louis had a lot of local record companies back then, even from the 80s. You dig what I'm saying? So it was a lot of stuff doing with hip hop. We just didn't reach major scenes. And like I said again, New York wasn't playing all that. And then another thing,
Not at all.
the New York DJs that come here and play all that shit from the East Coast. You know what I'm saying? Not mad, not discouraged, but that's just really factual, and that's what happened.
Yeah.
You dig what I'm saying? So, like a lot of old school music, a lot of people wouldn't really know because they wasn't really putting it out there like that. It really wasn't no big St. Louis scene far as music on the radio. Now, who we did have, Dr. Jockenstein. We had Roll Call.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And you come on there. What's your number one zodiac sign? Aries. What's your name of your school? And you do all that, and then you go rapping. Straight up, all freestyle. So we had some stuff back in the 80s like that. You dig what I'm saying? Because the high schools was way better back in the 80s than the cities. You know what I'm saying? They used to, at Vashon, they used to have this big request thing going down all the time. You know, big scene, you know, a lot of singing, you know what I'm saying? Mostly you had this little hip hop and stuff like that, but it was a big scene at that time, especially in the high schools and stuff like that back in those days. So we had places, we just didn't have the distribution to actually spread all our music like so. And actually we had Zig Zag. Like I said, we had Zig Zag, we had it's a lot of them. We had Honeycomb. I'll tell you a quick story about Honeycomb. I was actually going to be signed to Honeycomb. We kind of fast forward in a little bit, but I'm going to step back with some more stories. But
hey, we ain't got no order to the story. We just
right,
telling
you know
it.
what I'm saying? So this is kind of like going into almost like the Nelly era, actually. He's not out yet, but you're getting that buzz. Like, if we do this and do this, it's going down. So you got that buzz. So anyway, it's the guy from my man from Honeycomb. Jason Brown.
Now to make it clear for everybody, Honeycomb was a record label, correct?
Yeah. Honeycomb was a local record label in St. Louis, ran by JB. A lot of people know him, you know what I'm saying? He did some things, but that's not what we're here to discuss. So anyway, JB, you know, no, he real cat, real love the dude, man, because he ain't have to do the shit that he did. But anyway, he always wanted to holler at me on some music stuff. He knew I was doing music back in the day. Like I say, we did the stuff with, later on, we did a song called Kick the Bitch to the Curb, our first actual studio song that we ever did. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Was Kick the Bitch to the Curb. And motherfuckers heard that, really liked that song. And that's a whole nother story we're going to get to. That's a backstory. But anyway, he knew I was always doing music and stuff like that. So I used to work at Calico's. And he used to start coming down to my restaurant. And I always asked to sit in my section. I was a server. They're like, yeah, let me get Razz. You know, he'd have all his boys with him, the little rappers, what have you. You know what I'm saying? I got to meet Hassan, my boy. Peace, Hassan. That's my dog. You know what I'm saying? Still now today. Had the other little rappers there and shit like that with him. And he's always coming. When I come down, when I tell you it's time to go, it's time to go. We're going to record the song. I'm like, hey, man, whenever. It's like whenever. You know what I'm saying? At this time, I'm living with my first baby mama. My first baby mama, very first baby mama. I'm living with her. We ain't got no kids at this time yet, so I'm living with her. So my rapping skills, I ain't gonna lie, was at a peak. Not only was I rapping, but every day just freestyling with everybody. It was like the hangout house.
Yeah.
You know, selling weed. You know, everybody there. We just all rapping, but I always shut the whole crowd down. Right. So I knew my skills was just getting monstrous and getting better. So anyway, he finally come down, after coming down about 10, 12 times. He finally come down like, hey, man, finna take you to Jefferson City, dog. You down? Finna go record the song. Like, damn right, let's go. You know what I'm saying? So, shit, got the call. Shit, met up with him. Shit, we went to Jefferson City. Now, knowing I don't know these guys, so I had my own money. So this is a kind of, it's a good story, but it was some fucked up hater shit. So anyway, I got my own money. So we get up there, you know what I'm saying? We get the hotels. I listen to the story. I pay for my hotel. I don't know what the hell going on. I'm not going to record the song, but I paid for my hotel. So right. You heard that, right? Okay, cool. So we head to the studio. This guy named Brandon up in Jefferson City. Peace, Brandon. We up there. Actually, we were creating the beat and everything. They already kind of had their hook and how they was going to do the song. I was just, like a feature on it, basically. So, we in there vibing. My man JB threw like about 2 ounces on the table. So we got smoking weed. We cool. But I was always one of them guys in school. I always peeped scene and I always made sure I took care of business. Then had fun. So when it was my time to get on the mic, one take, bow. I've been writing so many rhymes that it didn't matter what you threw at me, what beat, what hook, whatever the fuck, I had something for it. And this so happened to be perfect for it. So I just went up there, hit that motherfucker one take, came back, did some ad-libs, came back, sat down, started rolling weed. So, once he got back to JB, like, hey, man, dude right there, he could have did probably like 10 songs by himself. Like, that dude take care of business. He came in and set the fuck down. Do about business, you know what I'm saying? Like real shit. So
yeah.
After that, that session was over. Went back to the room where we went out to eat. Paid for my food. Got back to the room, we slept and shit. Then we went back to another session again the next day. So the next day, my boy JB like, all right, man, you having fun? I'm like, yeah, I'm cool. It's like, all right, shit, you ain't have to pay for your room or nothing. I'm like, yeah. Like, what you talking about? Like, yeah, I've been paying for room before. It's like, for real? It's like, yeah. It's like, man, you weren't supposed to do that. I'm like, shit, I ain't know. I just know I'm coming up to do a song. I'm coming up for you. You know what I'm saying? You the one recruited me. I don't know these dudes. So I'm laying back. I got to watch, you know what I'm saying, moves and shit. And so I see the hating, especially when, he told me what he told me. So anyway, we get back to St. Louis, you know what I'm saying? We hollering and shit. He throw me some green like a motherfucker, and he telling me things like, once I build this studio up, that actually I'm going to be getting rid of a couple of these guys, and you're going to be my guy. And my other man, Hassan, this some real shit. This is what he told me. This is what he told me. You dig what I'm saying? Because the other guys was kind of on dope or whatever the fuck they was doing. So anyway, we get to St. Louis, all right? So we got to go to this club called the Casino of the East Side. Everybody knows what the casino is. Casino, one of them big clubs. If you get your song played in the casino, you doing something. You know what I'm saying? So it was a night where the song was getting played in the casino. And my man was like, JB, like, hey, need to get you at the casino, man. I got you once you come in. Like, everybody should be coming to pick you up in a minute. Okay, so I'm waiting for these motherfuckers to pick me up. I'm steady calling their phone. Ain't nobody answering. Nobody did nothing. So let me tell you. See, at this time, I'm a hungry motherfucker in the music time. See, I'm young at this time, so I'm very hungry, and you're not stopping shit. I caught the motherfucking cab all the way from St. Louis all the way to the east side. I think I spent probably about $40, $50 to get over in that motherfucker. You goddamn right. I caught the cab. Y'all had me fucked up. So I came up in the club.
Hold on.
Yeah.
I did at the beginning, for everybody who's watching and everybody's watching the replay, I did in the beginning said this is going to be an explicit episode. So go ahead and maintain.
Okay. Man, y'all got me messed up. You know what I'm saying? You ain't stopping nothing. I'm getting to this club. I'm showing my face. I'm coming up here solo bolo, whatever. I'm coming. So I pop up in the club. JB see me like, man, what's up? Man, they couldn't find you. And then I'm like, man, no what? I ain't even worried about that. I'm here. Like, man, what you want to drink? Like, man, give me Coronas, man. So Coronas, man, give him 6 Coronas. Like, all right. Bet. We up in this joint. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So we kick it in the club, play the song, good success, good feelings. We head over, next day we head over to the studio where it's actually built. Got the name on it, honeycomb and everything, got the stuff in the building. Getting ready to go. You dig what I'm saying? Getting ready to go. So we actually, from there, we go out to, because this studio not finished yet, so we had to actually go out in the county.
Right.
Go actually redo the song. You know what I'm saying? That was just a prep part of the song. We had to actually go out to the other studio and do the song. So we went out to the studio, same thing, getting up, let's go. Next. Let's get it. Let me get some of this cappuccino out here. You know what I'm saying? So we was in motion and doing everything, man. So That was like one of the last times, like, dropped me off, because I never even got to hear the song, dog. I only got to hear the song at the club. But anyway, dropped me off, you know, had some green and shit, you know what I'm saying? Like I say, I'm do whatever. But I had some little green, and like a couple days, you know, I called, ain't answered the phone. Like, wow, I ain't called. Like, damn, ain't answered the phone. Like, then 3 days go past, 4 days go past, 5 days go past, 6 days go past. About the 10th day, like, oh man.
What is he ducking you?
Nah, he died.
Damn.
That when that happened, that broke my heart a lot. Is like I always knew of him. Like I never like personally knew him, but I always knew who he was. When you doing whatever you do in the hood, your name known. Everybody know your fucking name.
Yeah.
You dig what I'm saying? You're always in some bitch mouth or some hater mouth. Everybody know your name, whether they love you or they hate you. Everybody know who doing what. You dig what I'm saying? So he was a big name. You dig what I'm saying? But I wasn't personal with him, nothing like that, until those times of the studio. So like I said, I always knew who dude was. I always knew they been had the studio going on and been had other music going on. You dig what I'm saying? But when it came around to me, you know, and things he was telling me that he's actually been looking to recruit me, become the Honey Coney Comb and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Been looking for that opportunity. And then when he got the opportunity, he sees the opportunity. And I sees the opportunity too to go ahead and mess with him. You dig what I'm saying? And it kind of getting to know him, getting to see how cool dude, like he was a real dude. Like, cause like, you know, he ain't have to say, oh, well, I'll keep my money. You paid for it. It was on you. He ain't have to be and move the way he moved with me and treat me as good as he did. You dig what I'm saying? Whether it was for business or whatsoever. You dig what I'm saying? Dude straight treat me like tight, like brother, and also knew his brother. I knew his little brother also. So that was also real tight too. So when I heard that shit, man, it devastated me. It kind of,
wow.
It's like, you know, you get that give up thing, like, don't nothing go right. And then, oh man, then you're looking at like, damn, that was my opportunity right there. Because you know the money there, you know the financing there. You already got a guy that's already like this locked and load on you, already showing you what he say is bond was going down. We're going to studio, be ready. Going to Jeff City, be ready. Going to the club, be ready. I can't hate that the haters didn't want to come pick me up. Can't help that, you know, because like I said, there was some haters in there. You know what I'm saying? They ain't no more Razz around. You know what I'm saying? They ain't want Razz around. And I'm already, like, at that time, early, you know, 90s, early 80s, well, late 80s, early 90s, I already got a little buzz going on. You know what I'm saying? So people already know me from, like I say, songs like Kick the Bitch to the Curve that we did with Zig Zag. You know what I'm saying? They already know me from performing, you know what I'm saying, being everywhere. You dig what I'm saying? So, and then other rappers, with me knowing other rappers and being familiar with them, being familiar with Steve Blast at those times, you know. So people know me, you know what I'm saying? So, and that's what happened with that, man. But he had passed away, and that kind of devastated me for a little minute there. Yeah, that was tough. That was tough.
Let me ask you this. What was, we touched on the record label stuff, and we'll get back to that in a second, because I'm curious to know how many you remember were out there. But what was the radio scene like in St. Louis? What type of music did they have? Any hip hop stations? You know, what type of music was it? All East or West Coast music?
Well, put to you like this, it had a variety. First, it had like an R&B. You know, R&B was real big. Then you had, you know, Magic 108 and all them that came in and stepped in with the hip hop and the R&B. It wasn't just a hip hop station.
Right.
It was R&B mixed with hip hop and stuff like that. And they would play the most popular music, which, you know, was East Coast music.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying? So you heard a lot of the Public Enemies, like you heard all that, you know what I'm saying, from the East Coast, which wasn't bad. But, you know, when you're in your city and you doing hip hop, you want to be recognized with your songs too now. Like, God damn, I get it. We get it. Okay. Y'all from the East Coast, y'all come down here to DJ. Oh, yeah, whoop-de-doo. But now we got to get something like, can we get some St. Louis flavor in this motherfucker? You know what I'm
But
saying?
was there any hate against the East Coast because
No, it's
they
never.
pretty
It's
much take
that's the
over?
thing. It's never no hate against the East Coast. It's the jackasses that came down here and DJ. It's not never no East Coast fault because somebody come down here and just play all East Coast music.
Uh-huh.
That's not the people and the rappers' fault. That's the fucking DJ's fault. They bring their funk ass down here and just play their music without representing no
Hey,
St.
watch
Louis
your mouth.
music.
This is the
Um,
DJ interview.
okay, my bad, man, but they can't. They wouldn't play our music, and a lot of cities will say that. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, they wouldn't play this side music or play this music. You dig what I'm saying? Whatever politics that was going on. So in St. Louis, it was kind of rough, but it got better in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you had Trick with a good rap out. You had these guys out. You had Daily Deuce. You had a lot of groups coming out in the 90s. You dig what I'm saying? You even had the Baby Gangsters, who actually was a group that Pretty Willie was with. Now, Stevie Blast had something to do with Pretty Willie back in the day, too, if you know of Pretty Willie. Okay,
No.
he was with, he was one of the rappers at the prior of the Nelly era. You wouldn't know him because, you know, he only sold 3,000, and it was like he got hated on when people thought he was trying to be like Nelly. But I was trying to explain to people that actually, man, that dude Pretty Willie been doing that kind of style a long time ago. Before this Nelly singing stuff, nursery rhyme stuff came out, this man been singing and stuff. Like they been doing this. He was working Steve Blast, Elvis French Jams. So they been doing this. So when his album came out, I expected that. You know what I'm saying? I actually expected that, what I got. And I actually like the album. A lot of people didn't either. So that's why you don't know about it, because Nelly kind of outshined a lot of, you know what I'm saying, rappers. But a lot of rappers did have the opportunity to come out, though. You dig what I'm saying? A lot of rappers got the opportunity. Jaquan, Gibbs. I mean, it's a lot of one-hit wonders, hate to say, but they had the opportunity to come out at that time. Like, the light was on St. Louis at that time.
Yeah, it definitely was.
You know,
Y'all got on the map.
yes. So we had our Chingies, Gibbs, I say Jaquan, you know, Nelly, the Lunatics, you had Spade the Ripper, you had the Joker, you had you had Bino. I mean, you had so many other acts coming out, but they weren't local, but they ain't reached the status of Nelly. Chingy did a little something.
Chingy did a little something because I got a few of his albums.
Right. He did a little something, but not at the height of Nelly.
Yeah.
You dig what I'm saying? So it'll be Nelly, then Chingy when you're talking about the height and the fame. When you're talking about bringing stuff, it'll be Nelly and Chingy. That's just how I go. Can't hate on it. It is what it is. It's Nelly and Chingy for as that height. You dig what I'm saying? At that time, that shined the light. And then that's why we was talking about, I had an interview with some of the, like the whole nines, young guy named Chemo V, and we all agreed on the same thing. Like that's when that gap happened.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying? After the big Nelly thing and after all the good nursery rhymes and after the little dancing music, you know, saying they got tired of that shit. So now we didn't have, like, say, like New York got, the Bronx got. Y'all got so much, like, it ain't just this kind of style. It's this. It's this. It's this.
Yeah,
you dig what I'm saying?
Varied.
And they didn't let St. Louis, for real, they didn't let St. Louis bring out those other talents, because all you were getting was nursery rhyming, little booty shaking, little songs. You wasn't really getting no album of no substance whatsoever. No one put out an album of straight substance. You dig what I'm saying? The first Nelly album was so commercialized. It's like it was so commercial for somebody to real hard to step in, and you dig what I'm saying? Because it was so commercial.
Yes.
It was so commercial. I don't care. A lot of people they hated on me all the time because I was the only one saying I ain't like that album. I wasn't a fan of the whole album. I liked a couple of songs on there, but I didn't like that album. Nope, I didn't. And a lot of people from St. Louis probably finna shoot me down right now. And I said what I said. My brother and them know it. My brother and them know it. My best friend know it. All my friends know it because they used to get on my head, man, Nelly, man.
Hey, LC, let's kind of, there's a myth going out there about East St. Louis. Now, a lot of people don't know, and I didn't know this prior to me coming down here, that East St. Louis is in Illinois.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know that. So we
They,
had to
man,
now when we heard of it, and they talked about it on the albums, whoever they were singing, they talked about East St. Louis, but that's not in St. Louis. It's on my side of the water, our side of the water now.
East St. Louis is family. This
Yeah.
what I'm gonna tell you. This is what I'm gonna tell you. This okay, it was back in the day where it was some stuff about St. Louis, don't like East St. Louis and all this stuff. Whatever
And
reason that was.
I heard them rumors
Right.
too.
And who would know why we don't like each other? Who would really
Mhm.
know? That's like just like the Bloods and the Crips. They've been fighting over the same guy that died in 1970, 72.
Mhm.
They've been fighting about the same guy, the same person. They against each other for two people, same person. Same things, East St. Louis and St. Louis. Whatever happened, whatever, can't nobody even tell. I'm finna be 52 this year. I can't even tell. I don't even know. Because you know why? We was going all the clubs over there.
Right.
Back in the 80s and 90s.
Yes. All the strip clubs is over there.
Go to the east side. Where was going to the clubs at where you can leave out at 6 in the morning? And you had one club over there that stayed open to 12 afternoon. So where was you going?
Oh, you had the pink slip. And these is stuff that I'm hearing now. The pink slip. They had I forgot the other one in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Brooklyn, Illinois. For everybody who
Yeah,
don't know what I'm talking about, they have an area there called Brooklyn.
Yeah. Now don't get me wrong. They had sometime a little fight here, fight there, but it wasn't as major as it was because St. Louis always been in the East Side for so long, and I'm glad that they crushed that stuff. They family. It is Illinois. That's what it is. But they so close to St. Louis that it's just now just to
talking about you can stand on the edge and look and see the arch from
you look
across
right
the
up,
water.
Right there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's so close where the embracement. And they come over here, come to St. Louis to perform. St. Louis go over there to perform. There's no hating. There's no none of that how it used to be on our dumb selves. Like a lot of some people used to be on that though. Like man, I ain't going to the East Side, man. Like man, I'm finna go to the strip club. Dude, you tripping. I'm gonna go over kick with these East Side guys. Yeah. Whatever.
Let's get back to the record labels.
Okay, record labels.
You talked earlier about there was so many of them over there, and we've probably, and I'll speak for me. I've never heard of pretty much all of them. Right. How many do you remember?
It was a lot. I can't really remember all of them. I can't lie, but it was several.
You talked about Honeycomb.
Honeycomb was one, but like you talking about like P.D. Wax. Now P.D. Wax, that's who put on Out of Order. You dig what I'm saying? So that's who put the funding and everything behind Out of Order, and they did a lot of stuff too. You know what I'm saying? Them guys did a lot of stuff, a lot of traveling. You had with Pooh Nanny, you had I forget the one on Broadway. I forget the name of that label, man. It was Zig Zag, which
Zig
it was
Zag.
a label. Zig Zag was a label I was actually under. Zig Zag.
Now they had a Zig Zag Records out in Brooklyn, New York, too.
Okay. They had a Zig Zag. They had a Zig Zag here in St. Louis, and actually it was started by a guy named Alex Murray. He had gotten into an accident where actually amputated his leg. And he had got several of thousands of dollars back and everything, and he invested into a company. Now I'll tell that story real quick. This is a quick, nice story. And when I tell these stories, I'm never blaming it on people, but it is factual. But I'm not blaming it on people. You dig what I'm saying? So for instance, like, okay, how we got with Zig Zag was my cousin heard the tape that we recorded. Money Clan finally came together. It was me, my little brother, and Black. Both of them are passed away. Rest in peace. It was me and my brother Black. So I had this song already created called "Kick the Bitch to the Curb." So I already had the hook. I had my verse, and I had everything mapped out. I already had in my mind how the beat was going to go. I just had to go let him press the buttons and make the beat come to life, which was Stevie Blast. And so my boy Black got on it, and I had my brother do the hook. You dig what I'm saying? So we went to recorded the song, and anyway, my cousin heard it. He was like, "Oh man!" Kept rewinding it back, like, "Oh yeah, dog." So man, my boy Al, he got this record company starting. I'm like, "Oh yeah." He's like, "Yeah." Now, this is why I say I can't blame it on nobody. I'm a hustler. Okay, I'm a hustler. So what we was gonna actually do was start hustling and sell these tapes, because we let a variety of people in the hood listen to it, and they actually is playing it. Like in the morning, you come in, you going to buy some weed from somebody, they playing Kick the Bitch to the Curb, or they playing this other song that we got called "Give Me My Gun." It's like, "Give me my gun, just give me my gun, just give me my gun. We taking fools out on the one, just give me my gun, just give me my gun, just give me my gun." I mean, it was one of them hype songs.
Yeah.
They was every time, like the people that we actually gave it to was actually playing it. Like they didn't know what time we was coming over, like none of that. We'd just pop over there and all right, man, you jam. Like, man, this more hard, dog. So anyway, the plan was to sell the tapes, but then we got with Zig Zag, like I said. He heard the tape and was like, "Oh man, like bet." So now we thinking that at this time that we're gonna have a single out, and they're gonna, get the hard copies and the albums and stuff like that. Because now we sold up with him. So we recorded 2 songs with Money Clan. That was our money. Then we recorded actual 2 songs with Zig Zag. That was his money. You dig what I'm saying? So say like he'll own that and we'd own these. You dig what I'm saying? But anyway, so we did 2 songs on the Zig Zag. We did the song called "Got It Going On," and we did the song called "Dirty Money Thing." Now, once we got with Zig Zag, we started performing. Like immediately, like we was performing like in U City. And we was performing something everywhere. You seen Money Clan, and we towed down every show. So we figuring like, okay, we got these songs. They're gonna bring out the single, could kick the bitch to the curb, is running stuff. Every time somebody hear it, they loving it. They loving it. I'm gonna give you a quick story.
Let me say something before you finish the story. And I've said it already twice.
Oh.
I let this go with the language and everything. It's because y'all wanted to be so different than everybody else. I talked to a lot of people from that side of the water, the St. Louis side of the water, and every other word is a curse word. Even from the females. So I'm like, how do you regulate this?
That's why I'm trying to calm it down a little bit. But the song
and this is calm. This is calm. Go ahead.
So anyway, the song buzzed, and a lot of people heard it, you know what I'm saying? And we going with the flow. We think we finna, get the hard copies and start actually selling it. You dig what I'm saying? Like that. Because I already had in my mind, I was just gonna sell the tapes anyway. But we now with the Zig Zag, so now we waiting for that to happen. Never did happen like that. You dig what I'm saying? And so what happened was we felt a kind of portrayal thing.
Right.
Because we went to this other studio. And it was in Richmond Heights. I forget the name of the studio. But we go to this other studio, and it's one of the guys from UTFO.
Okay.
Yeah. It was one of the guys from UTFO who we was finna sign with. Right there, we felt betrayed because we thought we were signing with Zig Zag. Dig what I'm saying?
Somebody playing music in the background?
Oh, that's Michael Jackson. Yeah, that's my daughter.
Oh,
Not no more that was going on. But yeah, so we kind of felt a betrayal, like, why is we signing with these dudes? Supposed to be signing with you. 2, the creativity of Money Clan, we was a fun group. We wasn't like your hard bars. We weren't like your Jada Kisses. We weren't like your, you know what I'm saying, your Jay-Z's, everybody. But we was fun rappers. So we talking about sex, drinking, money, fun, trips, booty, everything. We fun rappers. That's what we like to do. You heard the songs, kick the bitch to the curb. We kicked off with that, you know what I'm saying? So we was fun rappers. The Dirty Money Thing, you know what I'm saying? Give Me My Gun was something fun to do because we wanted to do a little reggae thing because that was kind of popular back then. So we add that little flavor in. But far as that, you know, we got it going on. That's all fun music. So that's what we was about. And so probably, I don't know if they ain't like fun music, but our fun music was really selling. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, like I say, when we was finna sign these papers, we didn't want to sign no paper because we didn't want to sign with them. For two, the creativity, they was trying to take our creativity away. We wanted to work with Steve Blast because with Steve Blast, my creativity can flourish because we are friends and he knows what I like. And I could just talk to him and tell him, hey, I need this and that. Tell him I need this and that. And then he can come back and say, well, no, if you add this and there, and we do it like that. And we combine so good. We like a unit. We are evil, mad scientists together. We are evil. You dig what I'm saying? Like, ooh, God, when we get together. So the creativity, they wanted to produce all the music. We didn't like it. Like we was doing this, starting on this one song called One Trick. I'm gonna calm it down a little bit. One trick to the next trick. You dig what I'm saying? And they had some old goofy beat. We like, no. And it was like they trying to force us to use beats we don't like. This is not fun. This corny.
What was the producers like out there? Was there plentiful? Okay,
producers. Let's get to producers. I'm gonna end this story real quick and then say that's what kind of broke us up for as a group, even though I stayed rapping. You know what I'm saying? But that's kind of Money Clan became a family thing instead of just a rap group. So that's what kind of broke us up from there because the contract and stuff like that. Zig Zag tried to keep me, but I was still mad at them, so I ain't even record no music. They put a post out about them coming out and all this thing because I felt betrayed. So anyway, that's what kind of severed that time, you know. And actually me and Al, we still friends and everything because that's my cousin partner. You know what I'm saying? So he can come on here and say the same story. I ain't saying no line, no nothing. You know what I'm saying? And that's what happened. We thought, and then, you know, he admit to me too that they ain't know what they was doing. And they put out Jihad Squad. Like you will see 2 albums on Zig Zag. That'll be Jihad Squad and Cujo. You won't see no Money Clan, even though we was with Zig Zag. Those are the only albums that you'll see without. Now, so go to producers. No, there wasn't a lot of producers out in St. Louis. If you got a hold to a producer, you was a lucky boy. Straight up. It wasn't a lot. That's why, on my little journey, even though I ain't succeed and get to the high expectations that I could have, but I always had access to a producer. I always had from the beginning when I started rapping, who I started with, Stevie Blast. I started with a producer. So it was a little easier for me because I already knew people. So it was a little easier for me. But finding a legit producer, a real producer, somebody to really, it was hard. You dig what I'm saying? It was real hard. I'm telling you, it was tough because wasn't nobody really into producing all like that. You know what I'm saying? You can find a DJ, you can find a couple of guys that can make some beats, but they wasn't producers. We're not talking about beat makers. We're talking about producers. There's a lot of beat makers. Anybody can make a beat. I can make a beat. We're talking about producers. We didn't have a lot of producers in there. You dig what I'm saying? And the producers that finally emerged, some of the sound what Stevie Blast don't get a lot of credit for is the St. Louis bounce sound.
Right.
Okay, the St. Louis bounce is the doom, 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 doom. Okay, first time you might heard the St. Louis bounce was in Batter Up.
St. Louis bounce. Okay.
That's Batter Up. That's the St. Louis bounce beat.
Gotcha.
Now you will hear a Huey beat. Pop, lock, and drop it. How that beat go? Boom, 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 boom. St. Louis bounce. Actually, me and the producer that I was working with named Amo Beats. I found this guy, he didn't know how to make beats first. So I had to kind of he knew how to press the buttons, but he didn't know how to make the beats. Right. So anyway, I got him in shape, and he actually made a bounce beat, just St. Louis bounce beat, just out of nowhere. You dig what I'm saying? Boom, 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 bum, 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 boom, boom. That St. Louis bounce. So then we heard the young lady, I forget her name, who did a song that had the Huey hook in it. that was also a bounce beat too. So Stevie Blast doesn't get a lot of credit for the bounce beat, and you will hear it in several songs where I can point out the bounce beat that was actually created by Stevie Blast, St. Louis Bounce. Stevie Blast, St. Louis Bounce. I heard
Wow.
it from Razz. Stevie, he don't get enough credit for that. You know what I'm saying? Big time also for his production and things that he did in St. Louis also. You know what I'm saying? He was one of those producers, up and coming producers, and he worked with a lot of guys. You digging what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
he don't get a lot of props and a lot of respect that I think he should get. You know what I'm saying? And I'm here to
Yeah.
give him his flowers. So that's one producer, but you ain't have a lot of producers, real producers. You know, now as we further go into 2000, you got everybody produced.
Everybody won right now.
Everybody produced, you know what I'm saying? Then we had the track stars that came out of St. Louis. Actually, rest in peace, Angelo. My boy Angelo, he was hanging out with the track stars. You know, track
Right.
stars provided a lot of music, you know what I'm saying, at that time, from working with Nelly and working with a lot of artists and other outside of St. Louis, working with artists and stuff like that.
Right.
They did a lot of big stuff too. So we got a lot of producers now, but at the time we didn't have a lot. We had some, but not a lot. We had some beat makers, make your beat.
Let's talk about your underground show. What's
Okay.
that all about? Explain to everybody what it is and what it's all about.
Well, the Underground Show is a show that actually showcases underground hip hop because, as you know, the music scene is real tough to get in. You know, you can
Mm-hmm.
put your stuff on Spotify's and all these YouTubes and everything, but you have to get into a certain algorithm to actually people to actually see you. You know what I'm saying? To actually make some money, or for people to actually play your music, or for people just to know who the hell you is.
For
You
real.
know what I'm
Yep.
saying? You know, if people don't know you, they don't know to go look for you. So it's like an algorithm thing. See, the Underground Show provides showcasing underground music. I got a playlist where I play nothing but underground videos, underground music. So therefore, they're into like a rotation. It's a playlist. You dig what I'm saying? But I got a
Yeah.
lot of changes that I'm doing to that playlist. So I'm gonna start with the Underground Show because I got 3 shows. The Underground Show is where we interview, you know, comedians, everybody, you know,
Okay.
everybody. But we always playing underground music. And our breaks and everything is underground music, advertisement and stuff like that. So we
Mm-hmm.
interview artists and stuff like that. And right now, what I got going on while we talking about it, and I'm glad we talking about it because this whole couple months is all history of the St. Louis hip hop.
Yep.
So I got a lot of legends from, you know, prior Nelly,
Oh,
way
dope.
before Nelly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the next one I got tomorrow is a Payback. You dig what I'm saying? So we learn a lot, getting people to learn a lot about more history of St. Louis, even more than I can tell you, because there's way more stories that I can even tell you. You dig what I'm saying out there? So that's what I got going on with the Underground Show through the prior months. I got Payback next that's coming on. We're going to be talking about old school stuff and the history of St. Louis. Now, Thursday night was the comedy show, but now it's another interview show, and it's another, basically, we talk about topics and stuff like that, but I'm interviewing a young lady called Miss Law. Her name Miss Law. She's from St. Louis. She's doing her thing. So Friday is the Underground Show playlist. It's some
Okay.
changes, Harry. The changes are we got people sending in music. We're giving out this free service. So
Yeah.
say a person has a song that they did and they feel like they want a different beat to it, want their own beat to it, or they like how the stuff is together, but they want to mix better or master better. We're doing all this for free.
Wow.
And what we're doing is, but we're going to choose though. So the songs that they send me that the people want something did to them, I play them. You know, the audience going to choose what song. We're going to choose one because we're going to do one every week. So we're going to choose one and we're going to do whatever you want to it, new beat, remix it, or whatever you want done to it. We're doing this for free. This is giving back to the artists and also showing love to the artists who might have a single, might need a beat, and that's something they can take out their budget. Might got a tight budget. You know, it's hard out here. You dig what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
ain't got nobody backing you. So that could be something they can take out their budget right there. You know what I'm saying? To help out. So that's something that we're doing. But like I said, we're going to choose between 10 songs. We're going to choose one of them, and then we're going to, you know what I'm saying, remix or do whatever they want to be done to it for free. Number 2, I got the DJ. He didn't mix some songs that I play on the Underground Show. So we're going to have like a 20-minute little mix. Then I get back into the, playing the music and stuff like that. So I'm gonna have Stevie Blast on, and now I'm trying to get DJs to actually come on and participate on the show to listen to some of these guys' music, because what I'm doing also trying to promote their stuff and trying to get into hands up DJs so it can be played in the club. You know what I'm saying? That's also a source of promotion, getting played in the club, getting your song heard in the mix, at the club. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody hating on you. Telling, okay, we got a new song, a new local artist named so-and-so coming up. No, just play it in the mix. You know what I'm saying? And they're jam to it. They're going to jam to it. They ain't going to like it.
Or they ain't going to like it. Yep.
Don't give them a chance to hate.
Right.
Don't give nobody a chance to hate. Just play the song. If they ain't going to like it, they ain't going to like it. They're going to like it, they're going to like it. But don't give them a chance to hate. Let it be natural. A natural. I don't like that. A natural. Oh, yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's what the underground show about. We about our underground. We about poets, man, actors, man, comedians, other hosts. I even tried to get to where, like, I want you to come on the show one time and kick it up with us and have an interview with somebody, you know what I'm saying? And we talk about stuff. I'm trying to do like host stuff where a host come from another show, come host on my show. We talk about these topics and stuff that's going on. Another host come to my show. Podcast this, as I see right now, especially as we see the Cat Williams interview and stuff like that, I see like it ain't just rappers into it. Actors be into it. Singers be into it. Mm-hmm. Even podcasters be into it. And for me, I'm not in competition with one of you motherfuckers. I like all that. I'm in competition with myself, and I'm going to do what I'm going to do. My podcast going to do what I'm going to do because I pursue that. Not because I didn't share your stuff. I'm going to share your stuff all day. Not because I didn't engage in your podcast. I'm going to engage in your podcast, especially if I like it. I'm getting on in. It's no hating here. Never will be ever. You dig what I'm saying? I think that's what kind of separates me from a lot of people, because see, in St. Louis too, even with the rapping and the music, even podcasting, you got certain people that don't want to work with this person because of whatever feeling they have. Don't want to work with this person because they did one little petty thing, which we can talk about that shit, get it over with. We grown people and move on. Let's get this money. Let's try to build up a brand. Let's get everybody out there, because we all are doing some of the same things. Some might be some different things that we're doing in the podcast, but we all doing the same things. So it's no need to hate. You know what I'm saying? There's no need to hate. It's really no. I don't have room for it. And like I say, I'm not a guy. A lot of people hated on my podcast. A lot of people did some stuff that I'm not even going to discuss because they don't even need to be discussed. I ain't no person that come on Facebook. Oh, forget this person because you said this. And you know what? I just leave you alone. Choop. You ain't never got to hear from me. You ain't never got to see me. You ain't got to watch my podcast. You ain't got to do nothing. I just leave you alone. No, for real. I just leave you alone.
That's it.
I don't have that. I got kids that I'm living for. I got stuff that I'm trying to strive for. You dig what I'm saying? Like I tell people that sell dope, you only start getting caught when violence comes. I don't need none of that drama my way. Keep it that way. You don't want to mess with me? You ain't got to worry about it. I won't blast you on Facebook. I won't do none of that. You will just know. You will be in your head one day like, hey, no, Razz don't holler at me no more. Sure don't, buddy. It don't take that much for me just to move on. You dig what I'm saying from you. But I'm a guy that really believe in a lot of people should come together with podcasting and do stuff like that, because we all in it for the same thing. We all doing some of the same things. And, my podcast, I do try to create some differences between podcasts. I do try to do that, try to be different, because that's what it's all about too, being different. Even though we're doing some of the same things, but different. Like your setup is different. The DJ show is talking about different subjects, different things like DJing, hip-hop from across the world, from St. Louis to Bronx. So you learn a lot of history. You know what I'm saying? Yourself from other cities, and teaching and bringing your fans a lot of history from other cities and other cities, because we ain't the only one that had this culture going on. I'm sure like Ohio, Chicago, which they have, you know what I'm saying? Like other places got a rich history in hip hop. You dig what I'm saying? And that's why I was understanding people understand those politics. It didn't get in so many areas because they wasn't trying to listen to none of the music at those times. It wasn't so, out there where, all right, let's put some West Coast and some South and some North in here. And no, No one like that. It's all east, west,
Uh-huh.
all west. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Funk and all that. You know what I'm saying? Which funk, came from Detroit. It came from Detroit. Came from Detroit, from the Funk Brothers. But when you think of funk, you think of California. But it
Mm-hmm.
came from Detroit, from the Funk Brothers. I got a history lesson on that. See, I'm like you, Harry. I like learning stuff.
Every time I come on and I interview somebody, you're number 116. And
Oh,
I've interviewed DJs from Canada, from all the states, well, pretty much all the states. And I'm still learning about, how it was, because I've never heard any of the stories about St. Louis, because, like I said, the only thing that I knew was a Nelly and maybe a Chingy. And that was it. And in East St. Louis,
right.
that's pretty much all I heard. But hearing the different stories, I talked to some DJs over in the West Coast, the Midwest, the Carolinas, and it's just all so different. And I learned so much. I learned about all the record labels, the people prior to Nelly that was around. So
Definitely.
go.
Well, also just to add too, you had the from the Animal House, then you start having these skating rinks like the Saints. You know what I'm saying? You had Saints that was going on. The Saints was a place where everyone went. You know what I'm saying? And motherfuckers started performing there, you know what I'm saying, doing the shows and stuff like that. And then later on, that's when they had the studio in there, and that's when Nelly came in, you know what I'm saying? They was recording at that studio. What's up, Unique King? Hey, what's up, baby? Thanks for joining the interview. How you doing? But and that's where Nelly actually recorded some of their music at Skate King. Not at Skate King, but at Saints. So like I say, a lot of people was going to Saints on Friday and Saturday, you know what I'm saying? Every Friday, Saturday, going up to Saints, whether you was dancing in the dance room or you was skating on the dance floor, skating on the floor, you had hip hop and stuff, you had your R&B, so you had your mix of your music. So we had a lot of places to go, really, Skate King, the Palace. We had a lot of places after the Animal House that they started integrating hip hop with. Now, some of these skating places, they went into that at first. Like Saints really was just for for the white people out there in West County at first. You go out there, you out there skating to and shit. You know what I'm saying? Until the brothers came, and then now you boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Or some of that killing. Roll out, roll, kid play. Now, I'm acting like I can skate. I can't. I was just doing what they be doing. I was in the dance floor.
Oh, that's funny.
I was in the dance floor, Harry. I got on that skating ring one time, fell. Sorry.
that was it for you, right?
I go dance. I go dance. Yeah, so you had a lot of places then that came out and really started giving. He had the underground, on the west side, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Rap battles and stuff like that came about, you know what I'm saying, in St. Louis. St. Louis got a nice, rich history of actually, we get so much of the thing where people say that we don't come together on stuff, but it was a time where, St. Louis for hip hop at those time in the 90s was beautiful because people was kind of coming together and people was. Now, especially me, if you came out in St. Louis, I bought that, Black Pearl, I bought that. You know what I'm saying? I went to go get that. I was excited, you know what I'm saying, for St. Louis artists, because with them coming out, that just gave me encouragement, like, hey, I can follow right behind up these guys. They did it, I can do it. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? No hate, let's go. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I got out of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And a lot of people, like I say, man, came out. It was politics everywhere, because I think that even Cool, Odie, and Silk Smooth could have been bigger than they was, but I think a lot of politics with the hip-hop game at that time. I think when Nelly came out was not only the perfect time, because sometimes shit is all about timing.
Mm-hmm.
So not only did he came out at the perfect time, he came out at a time where now everybody's playing everybody music. Now you got Bronx playing ATL and all these other people music.
Yeah.
I bet now you do.
Now,
That wasn't
it
a
wasn't
story.
the case long ago.
That's what I'm
We
saying.
kind of kept it in house,
Right. Real
the
stuff.
local area, because it was so
Yeah.
plentiful of music to go around, whether it was R&B, hip hop, disco, whatever.
Yep.
It was just so plentiful going around. So we kept it in house, and then it kind of opened up and expanded, like we talked about earlier with NWA.
Yeah.
It
That's
kind
what
of
expanded.
started there,
After that, yep.
and then a whole bunch of other artists from the whole Atlanta thing started to happen. The whole Dirty South thing started to happen, and it was a wrap after that.
And
But
so that's why I say he came in. He had perfect timing. With all the plays. Now you're gonna get heard. You're gonna get heard way more than in 1990s when it's gonna be real tough. Where you might have to really go to New York and really pay a lot of money just for them to play it once.
Yeah.
One time. That's not enough.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But just one time. So it's a different time, and he came out at the right time, and he did a great thing with it. I ain't gonna lie, he did his due. You know what I'm saying? But I just hate that the copying from it that led to the whole blank area in hip hop in St. Louis, where it really wasn't nobody coming out, where you really had to have the battle rappers actually put St. Louis back on the map. Actually, where you had Oops, Hitman Holla, A-Bird, for real, they say they won't, but them guys put St. Louis back on the map in a way. And now you got a Sexy Red who's on a whole higher level. Now we got a lot of other great rappers out like H-No. Man, we got this guy. Well, St. Louis, I don't care what y'all say, Raleigh is overrated. That's overrated. He just did a song with Chingy. That's overrated. But you got H-No out, and you got a couple other guys out there. So I'm talking about Raw, but who's on the top level right now is Sexy Red. That's who the star, who the famous person is. You dig what I'm saying? It's a Sexy Red. So we do have that going on. And I just always tell artists at this time, it's not time to hate. It's time to participate. It's time to get into that light, because the light is back on St. Louis. They're going to be looking. And now it's the time for us to create a longevity of music, where Atlanta going to always go with music.
Yeah.
New York and the Bronx going to always go with music. They ain't going to have no gaps. Ain't going to be none of that. You know what I'm saying? West Coast going to always have that. Ain't going to be no gaps. Ain't going to be none of that. You know what I'm saying? It's that time to us to convert and bring out all the styles and all of the flavors of St. Louis, and quit hating and bring out them bounce beats. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Don't quit all that hating. Bring out that St. Louis bounce beat, created by Steve Blast. Bring out some of that. You know what I'm saying? But we'll never have our own sound, Harry. Is because so many people migrated here that we have so much of everything mixed. So we'll never have our own sound. You know what I'm saying? Because it's so much mixed. I mean, we had our own gangs before the Crips and Bloods came. We had like West Side Mob, we had BODs, we had West Side Posse, we had North Side, we had Killers, we had the Switchblade Sisters. Then all of a sudden, Crips and Bloods came in. That's the only thing I hate about St. Louis, is that we let them come in like that. We had our own thing. We was good. We had our own gang. If you from the north side, if you from the north side, don't come on the west side. You know what I'm saying? If you from west side, don't bring your butt on north side.
Right.
Don't put your butt down on south side. It was areas. It wasn't 2 streets here Crips, 3 streets here Bloods, and over here some other kind of Crips. Then down the street is some other, like we all meeting up at the same store, and we all grew up together. First, it was just a whole mob of north side. You from north side, you north side. No, you from Wellston. You even like the little counties. Gotta give them their props. A lot of people be down in them counties in St. Louis now. Pagedale was about that. Wellston, they was about that. They was about that life. Yes, they was. So, Pine Line, they been about that. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm from Pine Line. Pagedale. North side, west side, yeah, south side. That's how it was. Now it
It was
just,
like that a
and I
lot of
hate it.
places.
Right. I just wish they would have just jacked them for the dope and then took the gang stuff. Because you got to understand, St. Louis, the Midwest, was a hub to sell your product, make more money. It was like we got used. And people not getting that. We got used. They used us. They came and brung, if you go to California, you could have got your kid, whatever you was doing at that time, way cheaper than getting in St. Louis, because the travel and all that, so they bring all that stuff over just to charge you $5,000 or $10,000 extra. You know what I'm saying? So they
Oh
tripling their
man,
money. We got
crazy,
you,
crazy.
St. Louis. That's why I say we should have kicked Bloods and Crips ass and all that ass. They ain't our gangs. We got Westside Posse. They ain't our gangs. We got BODs. They ain't our gang. We got Northside. We ain't being none of that red and blue, but once they let that took over, the money, everybody, Crips, Bloods. And that's what also really knocked the Animal House too. While we talking about history, that's what knocked the Animal House out too, as I heard the story, how what really happened. Once the gang started coming, it was fighting now. It's violence.
Wow.
But that was the only place no one died at. No, he didn't give it a chance for people to die because he shut it down. Once he seen the gang stuff coming down, he shut the whole thing down and turned it into like an adult club. You dig what I'm saying? Which didn't last that long or what have you. But he had to shut it down because he was looking out for the kids, because he was saying that somebody was going to die. You know what I'm saying? But all these gangs, because you got to understand now, Northside just ain't Northside. Blood, crip, blood, crip, blood, crip, blood, crip, blood, 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 crip, 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 blood, 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 crip, 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 crip.
And none of that stuff has nothing to do with hip hop.
You dig what I'm saying? And they brought it to that and start beating people up, jacking for jackets, chains. You got the police up there like every now, instead of just having police crews by and make sure people good, now you got police just sitting there. That's no fun going to a club and police just sitting there. No, it's like a jack. It's like when you go out to a club, say you go out to a club and you got police just sitting out there. It's like a setup. They know you drunk.
Yeah, they did that everywhere. Sat in the parking lot, wait till you get in the car.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
turn the car on and then pull you over.
Come on, man. You know good where I had Henderson.
So LC Razz, as we wrapping this thing up,
okay.
It is right now at the time it is this interview, it is January of 2024. What's going on for St. Louis? First of all, big shout out to Tweezy the Don for connecting us. Soldier by Blood, he kind of connected us. I talked to him last night, and he got some big things coming up down the future. I'm going to have to get him on here and talk about it. Or actually, I could go to him live and talk about all this stuff. But what's going on for St. Louis area that you know about in 2024?
Not too much. I'm gonna have to get with the artists to see what they doing. I can tell you what I'm doing. I know Tweezy the Don doing big thing. I like this. Big shout out to Tweezy the Don too. And I see, and when I be talking about people not hating on each other, Tweezy the Don was one of those guys when I first started. I was actually just doing it on my phone. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I was doing it on my phone. And actually, I had stopped doing it because I seen other podcasts. I'm like, let me stop. Let me relax and let me see what I need to do, what kind of stuff I need to get to make this successful. And actually, Tweezy the Don was one of those guys who kind of led me into that and telling me to get the app and what type of stuff to do and stuff like that. And actually brung me on Louis Wood Radio. And that's what I'm still on right now, all day long. So I'm still there. You know what I'm saying? With Louis Wood Radio all day long. So I give a big shout out to Tweezer Don too.
That's where I met you at.
That's
brought me down,
you know what I'm saying?
for a Saturday and a Sunday. I was on the show.
Yeah. And we always exchange information and do stuff like that. It's all to make us better. You dig what I'm saying? Like I be saying, y'all need to quit all that hating. It's all about elevating, making each other better. You dig what I'm saying? So big shout out. But what's going on in St. Louis, man? I know a lot of big stuff going to be going on in St. Louis. I know a lot of guys got a lot of albums coming out. I know it's gonna be, you still got your Sexy Red thing that's going on big over there. But I think St. Louis is gonna do a lot of blowing up. I think it's gonna be more artists coming out doing big things. You know what I'm saying? I'm really hoping that on y'all speaking it into it. I think it's gonna be a lot of good artists, not just like trap and stuff like that. It's gonna be a combination, and I think there's gonna be a time where we take the game by the neck and start getting some persistence. You dig what I'm saying? Some longevity where we still, even if we have a little gap, it's not really a gap. We still got guys that's making different music and stuff like that. I think we can reach to another level. And like I said, I think St. Louis is kind of coming together. You know what I'm saying? I mean, everybody's not gonna come together. Everybody ain't gonna like you. That's just reality.
Yep.
But there is a lot of people is coming together and starting to do promotional stuff together. You know what I'm saying? Music together, shows together. You know what I'm saying? Which surprised me. I'm like, oh, they coming together. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Come together and do some stuff. So I mean, we got a long way to go. You know what I'm saying? But I see big things for St. Louis coming on, especially like I say with the Sexy Red still going down, and you got a lot of great artists that's really coming out. Hold on now, Demetrius D30 Surgeon finna blow up to the east side in the house.
Said,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, him too. Let us know. I know.
Yeah, definitely let us know.
But we got a lot of talent, man. We got so much talent, man. And like I said, I think that it's about that time that they blow. A lot of these artists blow and do some big things. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm looking for in St. Louis. A lot of big shows, a lot of Tweezy No Let Up podcasts, a lot of St. Louis artists that's actually getting out there. Shit, one of y'all artists might get famous off the Underground show. You know what I'm saying? I'm waiting on that. I actually we interviewed a guy on Louisville radio, King Kip. Big shout out to him. He got a song that's actually going to be on the new Friday the 13th on the soundtrack. So big shout out to him. See, that's what I'm saying, dude. I'll be excited. Like, I don't know. I don't even know how I feel to be a hater. I'd be more excited than they do. Because I'd be happy that somebody from St. Louis is doing something. Because they don't know what that do. When somebody is successful from St. Louis, that gives you an advantage and a chance to be also successful too, because people are looking.
Yeah.
Do you understand? They're looking. They don't want the haters.
I'm looking to do a couple of things around the area, and on our side, the Illinois side, but it's of course it's going to flow over to the St. Louis side. I'm doing a lot of filming, so I'm gonna be on the other side. We hang on the other side anyway because there's not much over here.
Right.
Store wise, y'all got all the international stores. Y'all got all the good food over there.
Yeah.
So we're over there enough. Yeah.
It all balances itself out.
Yeah. You can talk about Zoe Wonder.
Zoe Wonder, what's up, Zoe? What's up, my man? How you doing, my man? Thanks for entering the interview, man. This is my first interview. Of the year. I'm looking for more interviews.
So yo, we gonna end this on a high note. Thank you so much for explaining to us about St. Louis from your perspective. Like you said, there's a lot more stories out there that you don't even know happened. And we'll get those stories later. This is the kickoff for the DJ interview. I got regular DJs coming up the next few weeks. And I'm gonna just leave you on with me. Let's officially end the interview. Click. And I want to thank everybody who joined, who is supporting, who's been supporting the DJ interview. Like I said, this is episode 116, and I could not be here without all the people that watch the show and listen to it, because it goes on the podcast. It's on all the podcasts, Spotify, every single one of them. But thank you guys so much. and thank all of the guests that come on and spend their hour and a half with me to give the audience viewers some knowledge. So thank you guys so much. And we are going to get out of here. We will talk soon. I'm going to definitely have you on again.
Oh, yes,
so
sir.
we can talk about the things that's been going on from this time and the next time you on. We can talk about the things that happened in between.
Yes, sir. Be my pleasure, man. Thank you again.
I will be on your show.
Come on with it. Come on with it. And man, thank you, Harry. Man, it was a pleasure, man. First interview, first of the year, first for real interview, man. I appreciate you so much for letting me come on your platform and not have to ask no questions and just ask the questions and I just get to talk and I ain't have to ask nobody no questions and stuff today.
It's always different on the other side because
you hear me?
Yep. You're an interviewer, so you know the deal, how it works.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sometimes we get those people that don't know how to talk and we gotta pull teeth.
You know what I'm saying?
And carry the show. And this was a pleasure for me because you know the deal and you talk and I could just sit back and listen. Like
oh yeah. No, I love to talk. I love to talk about old school stuff. I love to give out knowledge. I love to be, a lot of times I do like to talk about my failures more than the winnings, because the failures is what really make the person make LC Razz, is all the failures. All my failures, everything that I went through, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I blame nobody for nothing that happened to me in my rap career or nothing like that. That was totally under my control. You dig what I'm saying? And I don't blame nobody, but the failures is what helped me explain to y'all so y'all won't make those same mistakes. You dig what I'm saying? And that's that.
Unique King said he next on an interview. Come on. I got a spot for you. We'll talk.
Unique King.
Awesome show. See?
Thank you.
This is the love that I get and like so much, to spread some joy, put a couple of smiles, and get some knowledge.
Get some knowledge. Can't beat that.
Now I'm hungry, so I'm about to leave y'all.
All right, then, Harry, it's a pleasure again. Thanks again, man. Check me out tomorrow night, 8 p.m. with Payback. Thursday night, Miss Law. Friday night playlist. Saturday, 6 p.m. Louisville Radio. Me, Tweezer, Donna, TT, Donna.
Word. We'll see you soon. Sunday.